Arvis is a Grand Hero battle unit, and if you got one sitting around and wondering if he is worth some investment, then this video will cover what exactly he can do once he gets his 5-star skills. For your 20,000 feathers, Arvis unlocks his legendary tome, Valflame, which comes with an attack ploy 2 and res ploy 2 passive effect. He also gets an uninheritable B skill called Recover Ring. This skill grants 10 HP to Arvis at the start of every turn. Basically, it's a better version of Renewal. So Arvis comes with a good 34 attack and 33 res. He also sports a decent 31 speed, which isn't terrible, but isn't exactly great either. His kit is equipped to tackle mages and low res units. Just make sure you keep him away from physical threats as he is pretty frail. Arvis' main trait is his ability to apply 3 ploy debuffs thanks to Valflame and his natural defense ploy C skill. Combined, these can severely weaken multiple enemies, provided you make sure you line them up correctly. Speed ploy would be better for Arvis himself, but defense ploy ensures his teammates can also benefit from his long range debuffing. All around, he can be a support unit. It's just that instead of buffing allies, he is debuffing enemies. Arvis' Recover Ring is also quite strong in my opinion. Since it heals every single player phase, Arvis can run Fury 3 and always get his health back from the recoil damage. 10 HP per turn also means Arvis can use Ardent Sacrifice to keep his team healthy, and it complements his ability to stay in the backlines and provide useful support in the form of health for his team or being able to weaken the enemy. Now I think Arvis has a great opportunity to run Fury as his A skill. While he isn't exactly fast enough to run Desperation builds, his Recover Ring has many uses and completely negates one round of Fury's recoil damage. With Fury, Arvis gains a very much needed 3 speed and it bumps his res up to a very good 36. With that much resistance, you should be able to apply his ploys reliably, except against a very few select units. I like movement abilities a lot, and Drawback is my main choice for mages. You could run Ardent Sacrifice, but I personally like Drawback for now. Replacing Arvis' special with Iceberg or Glacies ensures he can get a faster boost in damage, and it will pack quite a punch thanks to his great res stat. I think keeping defense ploy is fine, and allows Arvis to weaken enemies for physical damage teammates. I only gave Arvis a speed plus 2 sacred seal, but with that and Fury, he reaches a very nice 36 speed, and it means he can actually get a decent amount of doubles. Now, to improve that further, having a teammate who can provide an attack and speed buff to Arvis really makes him shine. The boost in attack becomes noticeable if Arvis can apply his res ploy to an enemy, and the extra speed means he can reach 40 or more and start to become a big threat. He pairs insanely well with my Ephraim, who provides both buffs very easily. Now, to go over other skill options I think you could use, Valflame is pretty unique and strong, but I think Arvis could run a Blade Tome if you really wanted to. Drawback and Ardent Sacrifice are good assist skills, but maybe a Rally buff could also fit in to further improve his supportive kit. Reaching 36 res with Fury, Iceberg and Glacies are no-brainers if you want a ton of damage. But Arvis does come with Growing Flame as his default special, and it could be useful in PvE modes. For A skills, I really think Fury is the choice if you want to run Recover Ring in the B skill slot. If you don't have Fury, you may want to try the simple but reliable Resistance plus 3 and Speed plus 3. Remember, we want to increase Arvis' resistance as much as possible so he can always apply his ploy debuffs to as many enemies as he can. If you don't want to use Recover Ring and instead want a more combative B skill, Quick Repose can ensure Arvis doubles other range units when baiting. Swordbreaker provides nice coverage, but I think Green Tome Breaker also allows Arvis to reliably duel and kill all the green mages who are becoming pretty popular. Arvis can inherit Speed Ploy as it would benefit him directly, but that may not be needed since I think there's a good chance we get more Ploy Sacred Seals in the future. If you don't need Defense Ploy, then you could also substitute in a regular Hone attack to still provide buffs to the team. As for my personal thoughts on Arvis, I can say that triple ploys are really fun. Like I said in my ploy skills video, using ploys on the enemies and buffs on your allies really does make a noticeable impact. Arvis does much better with some extra speed, and Speed Ploy would be the better C skill if you have it. Again, I would advise waiting since I'm confident we will get all the ploy skills as sacred seals in the future, and then Arvis can use all 4 stat ploys at once. At first I thought, how useful could Recovering actually be? Well, after playing around with it, I can say that I really enjoy using it as a B skill. In Tempest Trials it's absolutely amazing, and I can see it having the same effect for other maps that have reinforcement mechanics. For PvP, I found that the ability to stall and regain HP was much faster and useful. For example, Arvis can kill Hector, but he will take a hit in the process. If Arvis has encountered combat beforehand, he could have been weakened by enemy attacks or Fury's recoil damage. Being able to run away for a few turns meant that Arvis could reliably be ready to tackle Hector and survive while killing him. If you haven't used ploy skills, then Arvis will need some getting used to. Making sure the enemy is in line with Arvis at the start of your turn is more difficult than it seems, however some maps do make it easier. I think Arvis fills a similar role to Delthea as a backline mage who can provide team support but also deals out respectable magical damage. He is a great unit for learning how ploys work, and he comes with 3 of them. I do think Arvis needs to be 5-starred if you want to use him, since there are probably better red mages if you just want high magical damage. If you don't care about Arvis and his ploys, then do keep in mind that he does have defense ploy at 4 stars if you want to inherit that skill to someone else. I think I might use my spare Arvis just for that. Arvis is truly the Emperor of Ploys. Being able to reduce 3 of the enemy's stats is amazing, and being able to do it from long range makes it all that much better. Besides his debuffs, I've enjoyed using Arvis as a regular damage mage, and he can very well hold his own place on a team as your magical damage. If you don't have any great mages, then I would suggest trying out Arvis and experiencing what he can do in battle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you check out my previous video about how ploy skills work in general. They are a little tricky to set up, but you can really mess up the enemy positions if they funnel into a line. That's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next Fire Emblem Heroes guide.